Welcome to the So You Missed Church podcast. We are happy to have you here with us today. Happy Monday to you. This is Clint Daly, and I'm hoping that if you went to church this week, you benefited from it. You got something from it. Maybe you were a little bit encouraged when you left, but maybe you missed church this week. Maybe you just couldn't go. Maybe you just didn't want to go. Maybe you didn't even miss it. We're still hoping we can get your week started in a positive way. You know, my father was a sheet metal worker. He could build things. He did a lot of the duct work actually down at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, and he actually built the church and the school that I grew up going to as a little kid. He was a race car driver. He could build engines. He could fix cars. And my brother inherited that gene from him. He restores old cars in his spare time. One of my best friends does custom homework. He goes into these beautiful mansions and he does like custom cabinets and custom staircases, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I do not have that gene. When I was younger, I did do some work on my own car because I was broke and I could usually figure things out, but I'm not good at those things. I don't like doing that kind of work. I am not that guy. And if for some reason an asteroid hits and it sends us back to the Stone Age, I'm going to be terrible at building my own shelter. Now, if you need someone to tell stories around the campfire as you build the shelter, let me know. Other than that, I'm going to be in some trouble. But today, we go to the book of Genesis. And in chapter 6, we're looking at a situation where God has created the earth, and he's not very happy with what he sees. And here's what it says in chapter 6. The Lord observed the extent of human wickedness on the earth, and he saw that everything they thought or imagined was consistently and totally evil. So the Lord was sorry he had ever made them and that he had put them on the earth. It broke his heart. And the Lord said, I will wipe this human race I have created from the face of the earth. Yes, and I will destroy every living thing, all the people, the large animals, the small animals that scurry along the ground, and even the birds of the sky. I am sorry I ever made them. But then in verse 8, it says one other thing. It says, but Noah found favor with the Lord. Okay, so God is disgusted by the evil and the wickedness of the people that he created on earth. He actually expresses regret at having ever created the human race. And he says he's going to blow it up and start over. But that last verse 8 is really interesting to me, where it says, but Noah found favor with the Lord. So God speaks to Noah. He tells him, look, I'm sick of the people on this planet. I'm going to flood the earth. So what I want you to do is build a boat, basically the size of the Astrodome. We're going to load it up with animals. We're going to load it up with your family. You're going to ride out the storm, and then you're going to repopulate the earth. We all remember the story from Sunday school, right? Okay, so the flood comes. They're in the boat for 40 days and 40 nights. There's a rainbow. The dove finds an olive branch, and God performs a Control-Alt-Delete to the earth. But here is one notable aspect to this story that we kind of overlook. The verse says that God found favor in Noah. But notice it doesn't say, now Noah was a pastor. Now in that time, Noah was a preacher. Noah was a minister. It does not mention Noah was a missionary to strange lands. It doesn't mention anything about Noah starting a church with a golden steeple that has flat screens on the wall and a 400-person staff on the payroll. Here is what it does say about Noah. Noah was a righteous man, the only blameless person living on earth at the time, and he walked in close fellowship with God. Okay, so it doesn't tell us that Noah is in any sort of like ministry, right? He's not working in the church. He's not doing temple work. He's not doing any of those things, right? But here's one other important aspect to Noah. Noah clearly had the ability to build things with his hands. Hey, look, I will try my best, but if God asked me to build an ark, we had all better have life preservers because we're going to be treading water as soon as the first raindrops hit the ground. No, God chose a good man who had the skills to build things with his hands to save the human race. And the lesson that I take from that is, once again, we all have different skills. We all have different talents. What do we do with those skills, and what do we do with those talents? Because no matter what skills or talent we have, if we have the right attitude, as it says about Noah, if we walk in close fellowship with God, he can use us. He absolutely will use us. Now, one more key point as to this story today. One last thing that I want to make sure I impress upon you as you consider what skills you might have. Because no matter who you are, I promise you that you too have skills that God can use. Maybe it's not swinging a hammer. Maybe it's your work ethic. Maybe it is your wisdom. Maybe it is your speaking ability. Maybe it is your ability to build things, but maybe it's your kindness. Maybe it's your patience, your organization, or just your ability to encourage others. Maybe it's your parenting ability or your teaching ability. Whatever your skill or talent might be, here is one other key. In chapter 6, God tells Noah what he wants him to do, build the ark. And in chapter 7, God gives Noah the exact specifications of how to build the ark. And following both of those messages from God, the next verse says the very same thing, not once, but twice. And I quote, "So Noah did everything exactly as God had commanded him." As we look for our purpose in life, we must be aware God can use us no matter what. God can use us whether we want him to or not. But as the example of Noah shows us, it helps if we are willing to go where he leads us, because he will undoubtedly put us where we're supposed to be. Hey, remember, you can always contact us at youmisschurch@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to us. We would love to be a source of encouragement to you. You can follow us on Facebook or X at YouMissChurch, and you can subscribe to the podcast pretty much anywhere podcasts are hosted. Just search You Miss Church, and it'll come up for you. If nothing else, you can always find it over on YouTube. Hey, I wish you all a very happy Monday, and I hope that you have a great week.